type of things that you're going to need for this flush and fill is going to be very, very simple and basic. You're going to need about 3 jugs of this Lexus Toyota 5050 super long life antifreeze. You're going to need about 12-inch extension with a 10mm at the end. I have a ratchet at the end. This is enough to clear your upper control arm. Make your life so much easier. You're going to need a 10mm gear wrench. You're going to need a pry trim tool. This is to remove your fender liner just to get access to your engine block. You're going to need a small pair of pliers to open up your drain cock just in case it's a little too tight. Not necessary, but it's going to be super useful. You're going to need a spill-proof funnel kit right here. I'll send you a link at the bottom of my video if you guys are interested in picking one of these up, but it is going to be very beneficial to you to get one of these. And of course, you're going to need a catch can, okay? I'm going to use one of these. I'm going to use a larger bucket, and I'm going to probably put all my leftover antifreeze in here and show you how much was caught, okay? Towards the end of the video. And let's go ahead and get started, folks. First, we're going to go ahead and place our catch can underneath our radiator. The petcock is going to be towards the driver's side, okay? So let's go ahead and go under there and check it out. We are at our driver's side wheel well. Let's go ahead and move in here, and you are going to see a yellow drain valve right there. See it? That is your radiator drain cock. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Go ahead and place your catch can underneath there. I got a large catch can underneath there so I don't make a huge mess. Take my trusty pair of pliers right here, and I'm going to open up this drain. There's 1 turn, there's 2 turns. Let's go ahead and let it flow. While I'm letting it flow, I'm going to go ahead and open up my radiator cap. Opened up my radiator cap, more flow ensues. So while we wait for the radiator to drain, we're going to go ahead and take our funnel kit right here. Let's go ahead and open it up. You got a whole bunch of different adapters, Toyotas, Lexus, Hondas, BMWs. The only one we are going to need is this blue adapter with this blue kit. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the vehicle with our funnel. We're going to take our blue adapter, we're going to take the rubber gasket side and point it downward. Try to center it as best you can, because this rubber gasket is going to what makes the seal so your coolant doesn't come out, okay? You can take your blue cap and you're going to lock it into place. Make sure it's locked and tight. We're going to go ahead and take our funnel and we're going to place it over the top and create that seal. You are done. You have a plunger right here, okay? This is to close up the entry right here in case you have excess coolant and you want to take it back out. I'll show you that, guys, a little later. As you can see, the radiator coolant has stopped dripping from the radiator. So let's go ahead and close up this petcock right here. Close it all the way. Once you come to a dead stop, go ahead and turn it another 1/8 of an inch. Okay, don't use any tools, guys. You guys don't want to strip anything. Hand tighten is fine. Make sure you clean up your mess afterwards. This is so we could detect any leaks later on. This is the amount of coolant we retrieved from our radiator. We are going to measure that in a little bit. Okay, guys, now we are going to drain our engine block from the driver's side. If you're going to follow me right here behind our front shocks. Keep following me here, guys. You are going to see a silver bolt right there. It's a big silver bolt. I think it's about a 14mm, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the spigot that is right above it, okay? I'm going to bring in the camera closer, but as I move the camera, it's gonna get blurred up. So I'm gonna reposition so I can show you guys a little better. Okay, I did a close-up for you guys right here. I want you to follow my pointer. I placed an orange sticker at the tip of this pointer to show you guys where we are going to loosen the bolt up. Here is the 14 millimeter I'm talking about. We are not touching this. We are going to go about an inch above it, right here, that one right there. We're going to touch that one right there. It's going to be a 10 millimeter. It's made out of brass, so it's very, very soft. We're going to loosen it up about one turn. While you loosen it up, see the spigot on the side of it, right in front of it? It is a drain for your engine block driver's side to release its coolant from, okay? So here is the brass 10 millimeter we're going to release. Always make sure you have your catch can right underneath. Driver's side engine block coolant is coming to a trickle. Let's go ahead and close up that spigot. Okay, make sure your socket is locked into place and it's not going to strip that brass nut, or else you're going to be in a world of hurt, okay? So right now we know that it's locked into place. I am going to go ahead and close up that 10 millimeter nut. I'm going to turn it until it doesn't turn anymore, okay? You don't want to go past the point of no return there, guys. Okay, pretty tight and snug. Let's stop right there. This is the angle I used, guys. The longer your extension, the more easier it's going to be. And at the end, you're going to need a swivel adapter, okay? Because that little nut right there is going to be blocked by this shield right here. And you're going to have to try to get past that and try to weasel your way in there. That's why I'm telling you to confirm that your socket is on that nut tight and locked in before you even make your first turn. Because if it's not, and if it's on a little tiny angle and you're off a little and you're trying to tighten or loosen it, you are going to strip your bolt. That thing is brass, it's very soft, and it is prone to being damaged. What I did was I took a 10 millimeter, I added a swivel right here, and then I added my extension. But on the swivel, I had to use black tape so it would hold its shape. Without this black tape, you're going to move your socket into place, and this is just going to dangle down. It's going to be impossible to try to locate that nut. You're going to have to use black tape to hold its shape while you're fitting it onto the nut, and then you can go ahead and take it off or tighten it. Now we're going to move to our passenger side engine block. You're going to take your catch can and bring it over to catch whatever coolant's left in your engine block. Let's go ahead and get started. To be honest, you guys actually don't even need to take off your fender liner. You can actually go through this slot right here and you can actually see the spigot and the 10 millimeter straight through there. I won't be able to show you because it's too dark and the camera angle is really bad through this thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and take off my fender liner right here. That's why I got my little handy trim panel removal tool right here. I'm just gonna get rid of this whole thing. I'm not gonna even put it back. I'm thinking about making a new one, or maybe just buying a new one, who knows. Okay, it's seen better days. This rubber is getting hard and cracking, so I might need to replace it. And here you go. If you take a look in there, you are going to see it. Follow my orange pointer right here. Go after that gold looking nut. That is the 10 millimeter nut you're going to have to open up by turning counterclockwise. Right underneath here, that is the drain where all the coolant is going to be spilling out. Okay, let's go ahead and take a 10 millimeter and an extension to that right now. As you can see, the coolant's already coming out. I only took it about maybe a turn and a half and a whole bunch already came out. Just keep in mind that if you're using a catch can, make sure you place it to the rear of your brake caliper right here to the back. because it's dripping from the back portion of your engine, not directly straight down, because you have a metal skid under here that we did not remove. So it's catching that coolant and it's dripping this way and it's dropping to the rear of your engine, okay? So just be sure you don't mess up your driveway by putting your catch can in the wrong location. Now that our engine coolant is coming to a very small trickle, we are going to close up that 10 millimeter by turning it clockwise. Let's go ahead and lock it into place right here and turn it clockwise. Once you come to a dead stop, go ahead and turn it for another 1/8 of an inch. You do not want to over tighten. Just hand tighten is good enough. Do not strip it. Go ahead and take it out. Wow, the passenger side was so much easier, guys. Now we are going to take our overflow tank out here. It's going to consist of 3 10 millimeters, okay? You're going to have 2 on the passenger side and 1 on the driver's side. They are not impossible to remove. Easiest thing you're ever going to ever do. 10 millimeter. I'm using a gear wrench, 10 millimeter. Makes life so much easier. I'm going to take the cap, remove whatever residue is left in this line. I'm going to drop it over here. Just keep it in place. I'm going to take what's left inside the reservoir tank here. I'm going to dump it into our catch can. So, driver's side engine block, passenger side engine block drain, radiator, including the reservoir tank, yielded about 9 quarts of antifreeze. Now we're going to go ahead and put back our reservoir tank in reverse order. So, 10 millimeters, very simple. I'm going to go ahead and turn it in by hand first so I can get a little bit of slack in order to put in the rest of my bolts. You're going to grab your funnel from your radiator, you're going to place it right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our brand new antifreeze and we're going to fill it up to 75% capacity. There you go. We want to be able to get rid of all the air in the system and get the proper level coolant, which is going to be our final level, okay? Once we reach that final level, we are going to top it off to the maximum line. Okay, so let's go ahead and close up our reservoir tank, take our funnel and bring it back to our radiator. Now let's go ahead and fill our funnel completely with radiator coolant. Look how pink this is, huh? So while your radiator is filling up with coolant, you want to go to each engine block side. You want to go to the driver's side, you want to go to the passenger side, you want to look at your radiator petcock to see if anything is leaking, okay? You're going to continuously check for leaks even when you go start your engine, and when you drive around later, you're going to come back and you're still going to check for leaks, okay? You just want to ensure that you did a proper job and nothing was left loose and nothing was over tightened where it created a leak, okay? So far so good. Let's go ahead and add our second jug. Now we're going on our third jug. So I am at the halfway mark on my third jug. So far we have 2.5 bottles, 2.5 gallons of antifreeze in our system. Let's go ahead and start our vehicle. While I go start my vehicle, I'm gonna place the lid back on, just temporarily, loosely, just so no debris falls in there by accident. Let's go ahead and start our vehicle.
Recording, 1 channel started.
What we're gonna do is put on the heater. So we're gonna turn off the AC and we're gonna turn on our heater. Let's take dual. Oops. Let's turn the heater on super high. I have the heater on super high. I turned off the AC. We are checking for that needle to go all the way up to right below the center mark, making sure our engine is warmed up. While the coolant is running through the system, you're going to take a look at the level right here. You're going to look at bubbles forming at the top, okay? So go ahead, release this. As you can see, there's bubbles forming at the top. The system is burping itself. We want to ensure that there are no more bubbles left. And to help it along, I'm going to take a couple of squeezes of this upper radiator hose. And if you take a look, while I'm squeezing it, air is being pushed out of the system. You just want to help it along. We're back in the car. The heater is still on high. We are looking at that temperature gauge and it looks like where it should be. So we're going to let the engine run for about another 5 minutes to ensure all bubbles have left the system. Okay guys, so far so good. It has been running for 7 minutes. All the air that has already escaped already did. There is no more air coming up to the surface. I went ahead and pushed it along, burped it a couple of more times, and waited a couple of more minutes, and it has been consistently stable, no more air, so it's time to turn off the engine. Now that we have excess coolant that is brand new, that we no longer need, we're gonna go ahead and put this back into our coolant bottle. We're gonna take the plunger that came with our kit, we're gonna shove it down the middle, right here to close up that loop. We're gonna remove our funnel. Be careful, little trickles of coolant still gonna come out because it's not topped off here, it's topped off right here, okay? I'm gonna take off the adapter, be careful, it is still hot. Be careful guys. Remove this. Take my radiator cap and I'm gonna close off the system. Clean off all your access because you want to be able to see leaks later on after you drive a little bit, okay? You want to ensure that your radiator cap still holds a good seal because you need the system to be pressurized in order to work efficiently, okay? All right, no more leaky cap right there. Now we're going to take our funnel, we're going to place it into our reservoir tank, and we're going to release the plunger, but we are only going to release enough to reach the full mark. After your full mark, you're going to have to reset the plunger in here so it doesn't go past the full mark, okay? Ready, set, go. Okay, there you go. I replunged it, taking this to my coolant bottle. Bingo. Whatever's left, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into my coolant bottle here, release the plunger. Done. I'm gonna go ahead and close up this cap and save this bottle for next time. To use distilled water or not to use distilled water when flushing your system? Well, let's find out. Come closer. Here is your cooling system. Let's go ahead and add some coolant in there. Let's go ahead and add some distilled water. Looks pretty good, right? Some people even do a second flush. Some people actually do 3, 4, even 5 flushes with distilled water until they see clear water coming out. This is your drain right here, clear water coming out. So that means your entire cooling system is drained of distilled water, right? It's completely empty, correct? Yeah, if your cooling system was flat like this and angled like this, but folks, it's not. Your cooling system is an intricate system filled with hoses, fins, cores, water jackets throughout your engine block. It's going to look more like this. I'll use an ice tray for an example. Pockets and canals everywhere throughout your engine block. Anybody that's removed their valley plate knows exactly what I'm talking about. Well, how does the Lexus dealership do it then? Your Lexus dealer has a power flush machine that uses over 100 psi to flush out your old coolant. But us, on the other hand, we are DIYers. We do everything at home with the help of gravity. Let's go ahead and add some coolant in here. These are coolant still stuck inside all of our water jackets. Now we're going to add distilled water. We're going to do it, and we're going to flush it out 2 more times, and we're going to flush it out 3 more times. But check this out. What we are viewing right now is clear water coming out. No more pink, no more red coolant coming out of our drains. As you can see, it's all clear. But if you take a look at our water jacket, even though our drain is clear throughout our engine, we still have sitting distilled water. That distilled water is mixing with our 50/50 coolant. Our 50/50 coolant is no longer 50/50 coolant. At best case scenario, it is mostly 60 water and 40 coolant. That's the type of protection you are putting into your vehicle. But you probably ask, we drained out 2.5 jugs of old coolant, we poured in distilled water, and we added in 2.5 jugs of coolant. So it should even out, right? No. If you flush your system with distilled water, all you did was mix the distilled water with your old 50/50 coolant that was still stuck in all the water jackets and all the pockets, and now it's watered down 50/50 that's stuck inside your system. All you did was add that onto your brand new 50/50 coolant. Folks, if it was just up to me, I would have just drained out my radiator, drained out my driver's side engine block, drained out my passenger side engine block, and added brand new 50/50 coolant to mix with the whatever is left, maybe 10% is left inside the water pockets of my engine block. That is so much better than watering down your brand new coolant with distilled water that you guys don't see. Hope this video was very helpful for you guys. All the links for everything that I used in the video is below the video. Enjoy and peace out. Happy Easter.